Gainesville, Florida, 1990. A quiet college town, suddenly gripped by real-life terror. The movie Scream was inspired by what happened here. But the truth was far more chilling. The monster wasn't just on screen. He was real. For days, a killer stalked Gainesville, turning a peaceful community into his hunting ground. To understand this horror, we have to go back to the beginning. Danny Rolling's childhood was a nightmare. Abuse, fear, and violence at home. His father, a police officer, brought terror, not safety, into their house. Years of torment left deep scars, shaping Danny into something dangerous. The seeds of violence were sown long before Gainesville's nightmare began. Monsters aren't born, they're made, often behind closed doors. The terror that paralyzed a city started with the private agony of a broken family. The story of the Gainesville Ripper is the final bloody chapter of a life defined by pain, and it would soon explode into the public eye. Before Gainesville, Danny Rolling was a drifter and petty criminal. His life was a cycle of arrests, robberies, and failed relationships. But beneath the surface, rage was building. After shooting his own father, Rolling fled, leaving a trail of violence. In Shreveport, he murdered 3 people, posing their bodies, a grim foreshadowing. By the time he reached Florida, he was no longer just a thief. He was a killer, ready for his next act. August 24, 1990. 2 University of Florida students found brutally murdered. The killer posed their bodies, sending shockwaves through the community. The next day, another student, decapitated, her body staged in horror. Gainesville was paralyzed by fear. Students barricaded doors, slept in groups, and fled the city. 2 more victims followed, both attacked in their apartment. 5 students dead in 3 days. The killer moved like a ghost, striking at random, leaving carnage behind. Gainesville became a real-life horror film. Every shadow was a threat, every sound a warning. The city was under siege, desperate for answers. The Gainesville Ripper had created his kingdom of fear, and no one felt safe. Law enforcement launched one of Florida's largest manhunts. The killer left few clues, just brutality and a chilling signature. Tips poured in, but leads went nowhere. Police even arrested a student, but it was a dead end. The real break came from a robbery arrest, Danny Rolling. At his campsite, police found tools evidence and a cassette tape. On the tape, Rolling confessed to the murders in his own words. Forensics matched his blood to the crime scenes. The Phantom had a face. The hunt was over. In custody, Rolling confessed to the Gainesville and Shreveport murders. He claimed a demon named Gemini drove him, but the evidence was overwhelming. Rolling pleaded guilty and was sentenced to death. He showed no remorse, only a twisted pride in his crimes. On death row, he continued to cultivate his dark persona. In 2006, Danny Rolling was executed. But this story isn't about him, it's about the victims. Students with dreams, lives stolen in an instant. The true horror isn't the movie Scream, but the real pain left behind. A reminder that monsters can be all too real.